Right, guys, we've got Homelite straight shaft trimmer, and purpose for this video, this is what we already worked on. This one, got it going and everything, it runs great. So what we're going to do is, I had someone ask me about the pull string set up on these, about getting the cord back up through. So there was nothing wrong with this. I just went ahead and cut it, just so it can show you how I take care of it. And it was Arizvela 1, I think, Arizvela 1. And I told him I'd give it a shot after I got off work today, so here we are. So with these, easiest way to do it, there are 2 screws you can access on the other side. Those don't need to come out unless you're wanting to swivel the plastic head completely around. They can stay, but you do have some that go in from the front, and of course your plastic on the back. I already had the screws out. Now what you want to be careful of is some of these screws, as you can see here, they're a real coarse thread, and so you want to be careful, because some of the ones that go through the front here, which I have 2, I'll show you. Now once you take these loose, the engine assembly it can fall back. So those are fine thread. Let me get this out of the way here. You don't want to get them confused. And the other thing I do, just for make it a little bit easier on me, and I'll show you, is the carburetor. I'm sure not all people do it, but it makes it easier for me to access the inside, because with this style, your on and off switch is right here on the side. So coming off the side where your spark plug wire runs down in, you're going to have 2 wires coming from the coil that hook to this switch. And this wire is going to have to be unhooked from this switch to get your engine assembly fully out. So the way I always do it is, I'll just go ahead and get the carburetor loose. There's that one. You just want to watch for any gasket you might lose. You don't have to worry about unhooking your fuel lines or anything. Only thing we're after is the throttle cable itself. So get these out of the way, set them aside. Yep, the gasket right there. So you can see how the cable, your throttle cable, hooks up right here on the side of the carb and runs down to the cable, to the cover here, where it runs down to your trigger assembly. So you can just turn it, pull it loose, and as long as your lines are in good shape. If you have hard, brittle lines, I'd definitely go a different route, or it'd be the best time to put new lines in it, if that's the case. So now we're loose there. Those 2 wires are right inside here, and this one I already have them unhooked, so I wouldn't be dragging this video out on you. So this piece, once your carburetor's loose, this will slide out. It goes right back in the same way. You can see how it's got slots in it here. I hope you line it right back up. It'll go right back in. And see if I can get you to where you can see these 2 screws here, if I can get the camera without knocking the battery loose on me. There we go. So if you look, if I can get you guys in where you can see it right. Let me get something so I can show you here. Getting a lot of light glare, so that doesn't help. You can see it there, the prongs right up in here. That's that switch. The easiest way I found to get them unhooked was I took this screw. I left a couple screws in it, which I have these 2 here. The top and bottom are still in it, just keep the engine from falling out on me. But you can loosen them up. Once you loosen them up, an engine assembly can only come out so far, because the 2 wires will be holding it. You do not want to break them. And if you break them, then it's a little bit more involved. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's more work than what you signed on for. And this tripod is something else. But I'm hoping this video helps him out. What in the world's going on here, fellas? I don't know. Huh. Okay, let me get this on. We'll be right back. Okay, so get this screw in. This screw's still in, so what we'll do is back them out. The wires are unhooked. So saying you get the carburetor out of the way, the plastic out of the way, You can reach right up in there, and I just used a pair of hemostats, reached up in there, grabbed a hold of them, and just backed them off. And we'll just make sure you hang on to it, because once you get that last screw out, it can tumble out on you because there will be nothing holding it. Alright, that one should be out. Now, once I forget any screws, it should slide right out for us. There we go. So now we have our full engine assembly. If there was any maintenance you needed to do to it, perfect time to do it. And so you can see here's your wires. That's what I was talking about. You got the 2 prongs here, and simple. So now your line, you're banging the carburetor around. So you got your line and your plastic. You can see how you got this right here. When this goes back in, it has to be at the bottom. There's a spot right on the bottom of the case. And I'll get it where you guys can see it. You got to make sure it lines up into this groove. If not, everything would be all cockeyed and funny. So you can kind of see where my hand's underneath. You can see that hole. So that is where this piece here is going to line up at. You can see that it's the only spot on the whole spool that's like that. So easy peasy, right? So how I usually do it, I'll get, I think I got the string wadded up. There we go. So I'll get it to where it's at the bottom, which is right there where we want it. And see if I can get the line to go back up through. That's the bad part about breaking it. You can burn these and bring it to a fine point, you know, get them hot. It helps out a little bit. So we'll slide it through to where, now to the top of the spool. And let it lay over a little bit there. So now you want to make sure your piece is at the bottom, which I have it at the bottom. So now it'll just be a straight shot in. First, I'm going to get some of the string out. This is where I said I don't have a lighter down here, so make it a little bit more difficult. This is the perfect time. You just get it hot, just pull on it. A pair of gloves probably work best so you don't burn your fingers. Get it to a point and get it up through the hole, which you want to get it into a point anyway when you go to put the handle back on, make it a little bit easier. So now we're up there. Make sure we have our spool at the bottom. And trust me, I will definitely make this look a lot harder than what it actually is. It never fails. So I'm wanting to do is make sure that's lined up. I'm on a big fella. Must be off just a little bit. There we go. So now we're lined up, everything's moving. So I want to do, so I'm going to hang on to it with one hand. I'm going to run a screw in, so I don't have to worry about the engine assembly falling off on me. So there we go. So now it won't be able to fall out. And handle, hopefully I can get it up in there without burning it. I don't smoke, so I don't have a lighter all the time. And it's going. It was going. Everything went but the coating. Guess I might need a lighter, huh? Oh, losing everything now. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to find a lighter. Should have had one. Yep, bear with me. I'm going to get go find a lighter, and we're going to have to heat it up and pull it to a point. Okay, so there we go. Done deal. Like I was saying, just take a lighter, heat it up, pull on it, get it to a point, slide it through. You don't have to put a tight knot in it at first. Just something to keep the string from going back through the handle. Oh, there's my big dog. Come down here, he's probably going to run right into the tripod. So, that's good enough. It's enough to keep it from coming through the handle. So we're good. There we go. So we'll have to get to that. We'll have to pull it up, get the slack out. Yep, there you went. And so we'll deal with that once it's done. Go on, boy. So now you can do the reassembly, which for this, it's basically the same way, the opposite of what you took it apart. So what I'll do first is fight with the wires, since it's all still open. It may be easier if you back your screw off, so just give just a little bit of play. Just you may need it, you may not. We're about to find out. So get them out here so I can see them. Yeah, so there we go. There we go. So now once you get it where you can see them, it's easiest for me to use a pair of these and you know, put it back on, and then we'll just throw it back together real quick, and then we'll go over the cord. I'm just going to reassemble the plastic, so you just put it back in, put everything back together the same way you took apart. Just remember your screws. You have a couple that's fine thread, and the rest will be coarse. They're all the same size, which I think was a T25, which I'll double check and let you know. Alright, so as far as your string goes, all you do is to get the slack out, you pull out on it. You can feel where how it starts to pull back. Pull out, slide your handle down. In mine's case, this is the knot I just had in it, where we just put the handle on to begin with. Pull it out to where you got some tension where you can feel it pull back in. So in mine's case, I pulled it out, cut it off. Make sure you hang on to the string so it don't get sucked back in. But just pull it out, get it to where you think it needs to be, snip it off, throw a couple knots in it there just like that. It goes right back down in the handle. Some good yanks, you're ready to rock and roll. Good to go. It's working good. So that's it. Basic. I can't make it much more simpler than that, but I did get a message from the person that asked me to do it. Said that they got theirs with, what's he saying? He got it with, let me bring the replies up. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, he used a small screwdriver. And got it to go up through, looks like they're saying they got the screwdriver in there, was able to spin it. I don't know where they accessed it at. I must be reading this message wrong, but they was actually able to get in there and turn the spool and got the line to feed back up. So good for you. Glad to hear it. And but this is how I do it here. So hopefully that helps somebody out. And any more questions, just let me know. I try to do the best I can to help people out. Try to keep it simple, but like I was saying, trust me, always make it look harder than what it is, because it's, you're always trying to rush it to keep from dragging them out. So we'll catch you at the next one. And thanks for the comment, man. I appreciate it. And I'm glad you figured yours out. And hopefully that works for somebody else, man. We'll catch you at the next video.